Hey folks, I'm excited to invite you to join us on Sunday morning for worship at 10:40. Be family groups before that at 9:30 as we begin a new sermon series through the book of Zechariah, the second to last book in the Old Testament, and we're going to be digging into that over the next several weeks, and I'm excited. I've had a couple weeks to prepare for this and several other sermon series we're going to be doing this coming year or throughout 2022. I had a couple weeks as Carson preached and Scott preached and given me time to get ready for these new sermon series. And I'm looking forward to Zechariah because I've never preached this before. I've never really studied this book before the past week. And so I'm looking forward to being able to go through this together with you on Sunday mornings and even a little bit deeper on Wednesday nights in our adult Bible study. But as we begin this series, we're gonna talk about how God makes all things new. God is a God who restores and who draws us to himself. And when he does that, we see in a special way his grace and forgiveness that we might not otherwise notice or think about apart from God's work in our lives, in our hearts, in our families, in our everything about us. And so I want to encourage you to begin reading through Zechariah. And this Sunday, we're going to make it easy. We're going to look at the first 6 verses of chapter 1, and we're going to talk about renewed and returning. The renewal is going to be an emphasis throughout this series. And so when God renews us, what happens? Well, the first thing that we're going to see is that God helps us turn back to him, to return to him. And so no matter how far you may have strayed, no matter what your struggles might be, God is inviting you back. He wants us to return to him, to follow him, to serve him. And so we're going to talk about requirements of sincere and right repentance, because repentance must be right for it to be lasting, right? Repentance has to be sincere in order to be right. And so we're going to look at that on Sunday. What does sincere and right repentance look like? How do we experience that renewal by returning to the Lord in faith and obedience? And so let's look at that Sunday morning. Hope you'll join us at 10:40 for worship and before that 9:30 for family groups. Looking forward to worshiping with you and looking at Zechariah together.